Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Oyasumi Punpun. I don't remember which recording this is, but this is volume 2 and we are 306 pages in. Last time on Punpun. Before we get into that, how's everybody doing? How you doing? You doing okay? Everybody all right? And not being totally destroyed by the psychological aspects of this manga? Everybody relatively stable? We're good to go? Okay, me too. Let's get into it. Last time on Punpun, Yuichi Onodera, our uncle, told a story to a cafe shop worker and former nurse named Midori. Had to go and check that because I was going to call her Misaki, I think. I don't remember what was in my head. I'm dumb. Also, it's early and I am very tired. I hit the gym way too hard yesterday and it's great. And that's how it should be, but I'm exhausted. So we're just going to wing it and we'll see how it goes. He spilled some beans to her, telling her a tale, a story of his past, of a mistake and of a near mistake, of his guilt, of love, maybe, whatever that means, of loss and lust, and a really entrancing tale about a really entrancing young girl who walked into his life, upended it entirely, and caused him to shatter himself. We could also say that she broke him, but I think it's more that she was the spark that allowed him to break himself, because it was his spiraling out afterward that really led to his mental decline. It was his belief that he had caused this horrible problem, that probably everyone else who was involved in this incident was living with it and thinking about it every day, just like him. But the truth is that they weren't. A lot of them seem to have moved on, and things seem to have mostly blown over. Maybe it wasn't as big a deal as he made it out to be, even if it was a big fucking deal. And so, with her help, he breaks again. With the help of Midori, Yuichi breaks again. Because everything that he's done for the last 5 years, everything that he's been, everything that he's, as at least how I see it, is that everything that he's been for the last years just fell apart. All of his self-ideation and ideation about the world and the people in it gets shattered. All of his humans suck and they're awful, people are awful, I'm awful, sort of falls apart when a wonderful person addresses him directly and tries to show him that she likes him. It's magical. It was a really, 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 really good sequence and a really, really, really cool bit of backstory to hear about Yuichi Onodera, especially because his love life, perhaps, or his interactions in the past might echo or reflect in some way on the actions of our actual main character, Punpun Onodera, or Punyama, it's both, who we haven't seen in a little bit because he's been training real hard for badminton. We've had a couple of little asides where he's swooshing his little rackets around in the living room and annoying the hell out of his mama, or dreaming about what horrible things might happen to Yaguchi, his rival, in order to prevent him from competing and ensure that Punpun will at least have the opportunity to be in love with Aiko, if not the actual being in love with her, because he might not actually have the stones to go up and like do anything about it. So we transition out. Fade, jazz fingers, fade. We fade out from a nighttime and a near suicide to the northern, I actually don't know if it's northern or southern, I can just see Thurn Prefecture Badminton Tournament. Let's get into it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to get into it. There will be an early access episode up on the Patreon. If you'd like to check that out, it goes a long way to supporting the channel. It's the only thing that supports the channel. Please check out the Patreon. It's very, 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 very helpful. Okay? Okay. Northern or Southern Prefecture Badminton Tournament. Did you see Komatsu's match? Okay, Komatsu is the red comet. Yaguchi is the boy with the messed up ankle who really likes Aiko, and honestly seems like a good dude, but is now Punpun's rival. Great. Did you see Komatsu's match this morning? It was wicked. Seriously, no one can beat him. His opponent started crying in the second set. I've never seen a match like that. Yaguchi is the only other one left from our school. Who's he up against next? Oh, it's Mushanokoji. Mushanokoji. Jeez, what a name. Who just transferred to Nishi Middle School. I hear he made the Ibaraki Prefecture team in his first year at his last school. Ah ha ha. But if by some miracle he wins, he'll face Komatsu in the final. Poor Yaguchi. He's done for. Man, we'll see. He's got the power of anime and babes on his side. He's got the extra super double special motivation, right? Awesome. Bwah! Ha 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 ha! What? No need to worry. Damn it. Punpun's heart was a dark lord of calm and coolness. Yeah, he seems real calm and cool. Just maniacally laughing in the middle of the bleachers. Let's go. Sasaoka, Yaguchi, Omurahara, Mushanokoji, Akiyama, Sakai, something Rada. Oh, that's a face? So, it turns out the singles final is between Yaguchi and Komatsu, both students from our school. Be respectful of the students from other schools who lost, and don't do anything silly or wild. First years who aren't watching the lines, cheer them on. You're dismissed. Whoa. And it's kind of perfect, right? Komatsu's the best that we know of. He's the one most likely to beat Yaguchi. We've seen him in training defeat Yaguchi. And now we see Yaguchi holding onto his fucking ankle again. Punpun, can you hold on to your malevolence here? Punpun's desire for Yaguchi to lose is for his own purposes, right? But it ends up being malicious when he actively wants him to fail. It's sad. All right. What's wrong, Yaguchi? Did you twist it? No, it's fine. Well, don't push it. You're playing Komatsu. Remember, second place still gets you into the prefectural tournament. I don't even know what that face is. And he gives him a look like second place ain't happening, kid. You wish. You wish. Also, what a shitty thing for a coach to do. Can we just mention that? Another indicator of adults being sucky. Hey, man, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Second place still gets you where you need to go. Don't shoot for the stars, bud. What? What, coach? I understand that this is a weird thing where it's teammate against teammate, but I've had that circumstance. I used to coach debate squads. When I was a senior in high school, I would coach the freshmen and sophomores, because I was an advanced debater and I knew how to coach them. And in one tournament that we went to, our team swept. All four of the teams that we entered won all of their preliminary matches. And so the entire thing from semis up was all our squads, right? So first off, baller, super dope to just see my school, my school, my school, my school. Hell yeah, these are all teams that I actively coached and was actively helping. And then there's a problem. They're all going to have to face each other. What do? Well, you don't tell them, don't worry, guys. If you're second, you're still doing good. You tell them, go for it. Let's see which one of you is the best. Let's prove ourselves. Try not to get hurt. I mean, it's different because he's trying not to get hurt. Try not to get hurt, but, you know. It's like he's treating it like it's a done deal. Don't push it, you're playing Komatsu. It's like, there's no reason to put in extra effort here. You're gonna lose anyway. Which, he might. But because of what he's playing for, because everybody's down on this kid, I feel like he's gonna blow us away and actually try to win it. And he might actually do it. How crazy would that be? Komatsu, go for it. I don't like Yaguchi. He's too cocky. Swat him like a fly. I don't think he's very cocky. He doesn't seem that way. Maybe they're talking about his dick. Punpun decided he wouldn't watch the match after all. He'd go home, eat a choco pie, and go to bed instead. Shut up. Why are you bringing all that negative stuff right before my match? Nice. I want a noble win, devoid of useless emotion. Huh? What the hell was that? Whatever. I don't really care who wins. Maybe I'll just go home. Pussy. What? What? God, he's so, laser focused. I want a noble win, devoid of useless emotion. Okay, man. Pussy. Oh, that's the supposedly hottest girl in school, right? And also Aiko, who is gorgeous and is wearing the prettiest little sweater with lots of people holding hands, which is very cute. I wonder if we'll do anything with that. Aiko da! Oh, she's looking at me. Aiko da! The final match for boys singles is starting. Athletes to the center of the court. Oh, hey, it's that guy. He works here too? He works everywhere. First set, love all, play. Oh, just lost in Aiko, huh? Punpun couldn't move a muscle for some reason. He had never stared into Aiko's eyes for so long before. He wondered how he was reflected in her wide, gorgeous eyes. She's still looking this way. She's definitely looking. She's totally looking. Punpun wanted to run away, but it was all he could do to keep his knees from shaking in front of Aiko, who seemed to have something she wanted to tell him. Punpun was powerless. Whoa, if you keep looking at me like that, maybe I'll claw out your wide, gorgeous eyes. A little sparkle of God in the back of his head, perhaps. Can I just mention that this little background for this pure text is so energetic? It adds so much like, rah! I don't know why I did this. Is that, ah! That works. All right. Maybe I'll claw out your wide, gorgeous eyes and drop a gentle smooch on your lips. With everything that was careening through his mind, Punpun was ready to explode. Fwarg! Hey, it's Tanaka and Numata. What are you two doing here? Ding, and the eye contact breaks. Just in the nick of time. Actually, Punpun was showing off how in control he was. Way to go, Punpun. Bruh. Oh, right, I get it. That's what's going on. You're here to watch Yaguchi, right? I think the match has already started. Her eyes are narrowed, and her mouth is grim. It looks like she's disappointed. Her features have unsoftened. I think she's just waiting for Punpun to stop being a fucking dumbass and talk to her, right? Am I wrong here? Am I wrong in thinking that Aiko is just like, yeah, and? She's just staring there, you make eye contact, and she... Ball is in your court, bro. Come on. And he doesn't. Why? Because he's a fucking idiot. Because he's terrified of himself. He doesn't know how to act. He doesn't know how he will act. He doesn't feel like he's in control. That's why we have this moment where his mind spirals into insanity. Into this, like, this crazy thought, right? That sparks up. Maybe I'll claw at your wide, gorgeous eyes and drop a gentle smooch on your lips. This simultaneous, like, love, hate, turmoil, crazy, right? He's terrified of it. If I win, then Aiko is mine for life. Punpun wouldn't really have minded if Mount Fuji had erupted right then. Whack! Squeak, squeak! Okay. Whack, 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 whack. Hua! Kapow! 8-3. Yaguchi is winning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa, Yaguchi's in the lead. He's actually taking the first set. I thought for sure Yaguchi would get destroyed. Oh, sorry. Komatsu just like pogging in the middle of this field. What? What about my perfect victory devoid of emotion? Oh, there it is. What? What? How can it be? Wonk, whack, wonk. Mamoru, go for it. Is that Yaguchi's mom? Second year, getting laid left and right, hung like a monster mushroom mama's boy. Well, whatever, pussy. Punpun suddenly had a really bad feeling. Yeah, he's gonna win. Maybe his life, now and forever, would never turn out the way that he wanted. Oh my god, this couple again. These two fuckers. What the hell? Wink? Hey, linesman, what's your call? In or out? Yaguchi was going to win one way or another. He'd smooch with Aiko on the bus home, and then, depending on how things went, they'd head to his room and have sex and all that. And all that. What? In? Were you even paying attention? Komatsu, it's pathetic to be that obsessed with winning. That's right. If he was going to be this pathetic about it, Punpun should never have agreed to the wager. It's absurd that a ludicrous mistake by an empty-headed idiot like you is influencing the outcome of my beautiful win. It was out. I was watching. It was close, but it's out, and Komatsu gets the point. Let's play fair. Yeah. Years from now, the always cool and correct Yaguchi will turn to Aiko on the eve of their wedding and say, "When we were in middle school, I made a bet on a match with you as the prize. I wonder what would have happened if I'd lost that day. Ha ha ha. Do you remember the guy? His name was Onodera. I don't care if you forget me. I'm just a garnish for your lives." Sadness filled him. When I get home, I'm going to cry a lot, Punpun thought. Hey. What do you think? What the fuck? What do you think about people falling in? What the fuck? She's just gonna start talking to him? Bro. I'm not even looking at the page. I can't look at the page. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Oh my god. What do you think about people falling in love and dating? I think if you already have a loving family, wanting more love is just greedy. Even if you become boyfriend and girlfriend, no matter how much you love each other, you'll never be anything more than outsiders to each other. I don't want that. I want someone to give up everything and just see me. Yaguchi is a really good guy. He's kind, considerate, and cool, but he has lots of places to run away to. She wants someone who can only run to her. I think, even if I weren't here, he'd be happy by himself. Eventually, I'd be all alone again. Do you understand how I feel, Punpun? And she reaches out and grabs his fucking hand. What? 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 I mean, Aiko da. Like, get it, girl, but what? Also, the background for that, the idea of this guy has everything that he needs. Why would he need me? She needs to, like, there's some... We don't know the extent of it, but there's gonna be some codependency here, right? Like, we're on track. This is a girl who just expressed a need to be needed. And we have Punpun, who is the simpest simp and also a complete self-destruction ball. Oh my god. Oh no. And all of this happens in the moment that Yaguchi gives up the point. Because he would win after this, right? That was match point or set point or whatever. I don't know how badminton works. I forget. I used to know how tennis works, but I've forgotten that too. I assume they're similar. Eventually, I'd be all alone again. Do you understand how I feel, Punpun? Understand. The warmth of Aiko's hand had inadvertently caused Punpun to become, please God, don't say violently erect. Please God. Please God. I know that the next line is going to be violently erect, and I can't. I can't. Very excited. Yeah, okay. Punpun, do you think you could give up your family, your dreams, and everything you own for the person you love? Just kidding. I know you can't, Punpun. You're a coward. But I know I could do it. For someone I really love, I could do anything. You know, I have the same dream over and over. I dreamed that I'm waiting for someone for a long time. You mean like when he said he would go with you to that town and you could run away together and then he never showed up? You mean like the thing that's been a couple years ago where he hurt you and you haven't talked to him since and this is the first time you're communicating? You mean like that? You have a recurring traumatic dream that's similar to that? Oh! Oh! Okay, it's different. In the dark, on a beach, I'm waiting for someone for years and decades. But then, at some point, I notice that someone is staring at me. It's a middle-aged woman I've never seen before, but I'm so happy to see her that I pull my feet out of the sand and run over to her. But when I get there, it's just my own reflection in the water. I get really sad, and then I wake up. When I think about how we're alone like that when we die, I feel very dark. Yo, she is so many levels deeper in terms of thought process than Punpun. You can understand why. Like, we know that she lives in abuse. We know it. But damn. That's a crazy dream, Aiko. A middle-aged woman I've never seen before, and it's me. It's not someone else. I'm just myself, alone with myself. Do you remember the essays we wrote in elementary school? I wrote that I wanted to be an actress, a singer, or a model when I grew up. I think I wanted lots of people to know who I was, but that's not true anymore. Now I just want one. I want one person who knows me from the top of my head to the tips of my toes, without a millimeter of misunderstanding. I want that perfect comprehension. I don't want anything else, if I can just be with that one person. That's a high bar, girl. People don't understand each other. At least that's hard. He's gonna break his fucking ankle. If that dream came true, I'd be okay dying right then and there. Ow! Thud. What? Yaguchi, are you alright? You're favoring your right leg. Don't push yourself if you're not 100%. Even if you lose this match, you're guaranteed a slot in the prefectural tournament, but if you get hurt, it'll all be for nothing. Whoa, Yaguchi's losing his lead. No, I'm fine. He called me yesterday. He said he had something important to tell me after the match, so he wanted to make sure that I came. I wasn't sure what was going on, but I didn't like how he was getting all worked up. So I said to him, "You don't need to go to the game. Just run away with me." He laughed and said, "What are you talking about?" That's when I finally knew. I'm just gonna skip it. We live in completely different worlds. Aiko, what are you muttering about over there? Pay attention, this is a great match. She doesn't give a fuck. So that's the test, the final test for Yaguchi, right? Win or lose this game, he's already lost Aiko. There's no chance. She's closed herself to him. She wants someone who will give up everything for her. And if he won't give up badminton, or even think of the idea seriously, it ain't gonna work. Wow. So Aiko wants. Do you think that's weird? No, you understand, right, Punpun? That day in front of Town Hall, with her bag slung over her shoulder full of things for Kagoshima, is she still waiting for someone to come and get her? Yeah, man. She's waiting for you, dumbass. Fucking dumbass. She's waiting for you. You. I doubt she has somebody else who made a promise to her and then didn't fulfill it, and now she has dreams about similar things. Oh my god. Brutal. Okay. Dear God, tinkle oi. That's the chant that makes God appear. Yo, but there was no need to chant it anymore. Now he just turned up. If I squeeze Aiko's hand right now. Yo. She might forgive me for not keeping my promise back then. Here! Actually, she might let me smooch her. Or even let me see, inside her underwear. Priorities, bro! God damn it. I understand. I understand. I've been a teenager. I get it. God. She might tell me. Oh, there's the. Wow. Okay. I spoke too soon. Sorry. She might tell me she loves me again. But here's the thing. Punpun had a bet or promise or whatever. It was with Yaguchi. And to ignore that and make a move on Aiko now would make Punpun a snake. He was nothing if not logical. Coward. He's just looking for an excuse, right? She just said that. And we get the eyes from God where he actually opens his eyes like, bro. Gives him the look like, you sure about that one, Chief? Hey, Punpun, maybe it's time to stop playing at being a good person. Yes, he may be right. You're just going to end up dead or in jail if you treat life like an endurance test and try to bottle up the haze of your wrath and lust inside your head, you know. Punpun felt something dark and heavy in his heart. Oh my goodness. So why fight your desires? The darkness that was spreading so quickly was a powerful sensation Punpun had never encountered before. Just descend as deep as you can go. It felt like he was floating aimlessly in space. Despair, loneliness, ecstasy, and he squeezes her hand. Squeak. Crack. Did you just hear something funny? Oh, he fell. Ugh. Down and out. Not only will he lose, but he's crippled himself. All in pursuit of a girl who just admitted to Punpun that she doesn't care about him in that way. It's... Hey, Punpun, this whole internal monologue that he has with God, who's his subconscious, right? Hey, Punpun, maybe it's time to stop playing at being a good person. You're just going to end up dead or in jail if you treat life like an endurance test and try to bottle up the haze of your wrath and lust inside your head, you know. Interesting. So why fight your desires? Just descend as deep as you can go. Oh man, it's so close to being right, and yet it's so wrong, right? It's because of the way that it's done. It's because of the attitude toward it that it's wrong. I don't disagree with squeezing her hand, though. I don't. Competition is a natural part of life, especially when it comes to romance. It's gonna be a thing. No matter what, it's gonna be a thing. It comes down to like agreeableness as a person. If you're agreeable, meaning you are invested in making other people, pleasing other people, and agreeing to their demands and requests, stuff like that. Often you can become a doormat for them. You get trod upon. But most importantly, I think life has competition inherent within it. Finding a mate is a competitive endeavor. Inherently, there are other people who would fill that spot, and you want to be the one who gets it instead. Work, in general, for most people, is competitive. You're competing with all the other people in your workplace, and you're competing with other industries. You're competing with all of them. You're competing to get a job in the first place. And if you're not willing to recognize that by getting a job, you are preventing someone else from getting that job, or that by dating the girl or the guy or whoever that you want to be with, you are preventing someone else from being with them. You are causing harm. If you are not able to be aware of that, if you conflate shying away from competition with being a good person, hey, Punpun, maybe it's time to stop playing at being a good person, I don't think that's what's going on here. I don't think it makes him not a good person to squeeze Aiko's hand, you know? Or anything like that. I think it makes him not a good person to... No, there's no situation. Like, if he could let Yaguchi know, or if Aiko could let Yaguchi know somehow, like, hey, man, she's not interested in you at this point. I'm really sorry, but you killed your shot. Maybe don't break your ankle for us. But nobody can let him know that. Nobody can tell him that. Fuck. I agree with the concept of time to stop playing at being a good person if you're conflating being a good person with not competing. Does that make sense? He's going to hurt Yaguchi. If he pursues what he wants, Yaguchi can't pursue Aiko, right? If Punpun were not a coward and he were capable of telling Aiko straightforwardly how he feels about her, and things like being capable of actually going to the meeting with her or following up and explaining himself, which he's not capable of those things. But if he were, and he were to tell her straight out how he feels, he would hurt Yaguchi. Yaguchi would be hurt by this. He wouldn't be able to get with Aiko. Sucks for him. You can't live your life sacrificing yourself constantly, sacrificing your own happiness constantly in order to bolster the happiness of others. It's important to do it sometimes. Self-sacrifice is part and parcel to happiness. You won't be happy yourself unless you sacrifice yourself to some extent. But those sacrifices can't come out of the pillars of things that you actually care about, the things that you deeply need and desire. You can't sacrifice those. You got to have boundaries. You got to have a limit. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. This is really, really interesting. So he grabs her hand, and his ankle snaps, I think. Hey, Punpun, let's go see what happened. Hurry up. She just watches. Chronic inflammation of the Achilles tendon? Why didn't you say something? No wonder he was favoring his right leg. You must have put sudden stress on your left side. If your tendon is severed, you're looking at a minimum of 2 months in a cast, and you're never going to be playing badminton again. Yaguchi is done. He had no reason to push so hard to win this match. He had every reason. There was still the prefecture tournament. You did a great job, Mamoru. I'm so proud of you. Don't touch me! Onodera. I lost. You win. He breaks down. God, he's such a good guy. Such a fucking good guy. You don't want to hurt him, right? You don't want to cause him pain. Punpun has tears in his eyes as he sees a person's life shatter. This is rough. Collapsed. I'll go with Yaguchi to the hospital. Once you've cleaned up here, the rest of you can go. You want to stop at an arcade on the way home? I don't know what that is. What is that? That panel. I don't know what it is. Punpun, for some reason, wasn't even remotely happy. In fact, he felt like he had robbed Yaguchi of something precious. It was too much for Punpun. No, that's not true. Pretending to be a good person, even inside his own head. Punpun was a sly one. Punpun. He didn't want to admit to the quick high he'd gotten from betraying and defeating Yaguchi. Are you going home? It was as if there was another Punpun living in his head. He was sure his reflection in Aiko's wide, gorgeous eyes looked like a filthy animal. And he goes black. I'm really sorry I couldn't keep my promise to go to Kagoshima with you that day. Punpun finally understood that he had wanted to say that for 2 years. And she smiles. Don't worry about it. It doesn't bother me at all. Aiko is smiling. So, let's go now to Kagoshima. And she reaches out to him. Punpun was. Punpun, you don't lie, right? How could he explain it? If he took even one step toward Aiko, he would plummet into an abysmal darkness and never stop falling. So Punpun strained to say, "Go see Yaguchi." "Why?" "Yaguchi needs you right now." "Why?" And he runs away. I don't get it. I don't understand. Punpun was too scared to look back. Yo, is he B-form Punpun? Did he just evolve? Did he just evolve into an angsty teenager? Oh my god. From an innocent child to an angsty teenager. Let's go, Punpun. Oh my god. Punpun, bestiality or necrophilia, which would you rather do? What? Guys, no. For now, the one thing that was clear to Punpun was how last night's snow was a backdrop to highlight how dirty he'd become. If only everything could melt into this clean white snow and disappear. Gonna cry again? I'm not. Oh wait, I haven't been doing God voice properly. Gonna cry again? I'm not. You're crying. Pow. Wait, but that's only 366 out of 422 for the omnibus volume. I'm gonna go to the end of the omnibus volume. Because wait, we were already on part 4. Holy macaroni, man. Alright, we gotta go back. Snap. No reason to push so hard. Don't touch me. I love that. And his first order of business is to settle his contract, right? We had a deal. I lost. You win. And before he breaks down, he acknowledges the victory of someone who was victorious against him in the moment of greatest despair. He has the presence of mind to do that. Yaguchi is too cool. And then he falls apart. In fact, he felt like he had robbed Yaguchi of something precious. Yeah, like a bunch of things. And Punpun goes dark. It was too much for Punpun. No, that's not true. Pretending to be a good person even inside his own head. No, he doesn't feel it. In fact, he felt a quick high. I love this. It was as if there was another Punpun living in his shed. In his head. In his shed. There's another one of me living in my shed. No, living in his head. Hey, everybody. Teeaboo here to talk to you about one of my favorite concepts in psychology and developmental theory. It's the shadow, as proposed by Carl Jung, to explain the part of yourself that is like a shadow self, like another you that you view as dirty and dark and bad, and all the things about you that you don't like about yourself, like your willingness to hurt good people in order to get what you want, or your like the flaws that you've had, or the fact of your own weird reptile brain delight in harming other people, because you have that, by the way. You do. We all do. It's weird, but it's there. Especially when it's in a competitive environment, and you're like, ah, yeah, you have that. But that's not you, though, right? It's not me. It's not my higher order conscious self. That's not the person who would hurt someone like this. Or, in Uncle Yuichi's case, that's not the person who would consider sleeping with an underage girl. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is you. It is you. And if you can recognize that it is you, and if you can incorporate it and deal with it, then you can actually deal with it. And then you can weaponize it. And you can use it when you need to and turn it off when you don't need to. You can control it. You can get your dark, shadowy monster and put it on a fucking leash. Until you can put it on a leash, well, until you know it's there, you can't recognize that it's you. Until you recognize that it's you, you can't put it on a leash and you can't control it because you're in denial about its existence. Until you control it, you will never be whole. You will never be a full person because you need to be able to heal and harm. You need to be able to create good, and you need to be able to cause destructive change. It's a hard thing to recognize, but you do. Life is competitive. At the base level, life is competitive, and you need to compete, and competing causes harm. Just your very existence will cause difficulties for the people around you, to some extent. To some extent. Especially if you're in a relationship with them. You're going to be a hedgehog, right? You're spiky. You cause harm. They're going to be a hedgehog too. They're spiky. They cause harm. If both of you aren't aware of your spikes, you're just going to try to run into each other and stab each other a bunch. You have to be aware of your spikes so you can move them out of the way and give each other a hug. It's best metaphor. Thank you, Evangelion. God. But it all comes down to the same thing. It was as if there was another Punpun living in his head. He didn't want to admit to the quick high he'd gotten. So what do we have going on inside Punpun's mind? We have Punpun going, that's not me, ew. He's having a disgust response to elements of himself, right? And you can't be disgusted by yourself like that and continue on living. You can't do it. Well, you can. It's just awful. It's just awful. So what do? You compartmentalize the side of yourself that you're disgusted with. You put it somewhere else. You say, that's not me. And then you lose control over it. And you are once again a child. Or in Punpun's case, still a child. Just a child who has grown into the capacity for malevolence. He's got the capacity now. He's seen it happen. He's seen himself hurt somebody. He knows he can do it. And his immediate reaction, his immediate response is to go, that's not me, go away. That's not the mature response that we need for this. The mature response that we need for this is an actual investigation of, oh, I did that. I am responsible for some of this. Now, I don't think he's necessarily responsible for Yaguchi's choices. Yaguchi made his own choices to some extent. And I just went over it a little bit ago. I don't think there was a chance to be like, oh shit, maybe we should tell Yaguchi to stop trying so hard so that he doesn't break himself, because the actual reason that he's fighting is no longer on the table. But there wasn't ever an opportunity or a way for that to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. So this is some good shit. This is a great setup for a tumultuous adolescence for Punpun. Like, a lot of problems for him are going to bloom out of this dual self theory that he's come up with of like, oh, there's another me inside of me, and that other me must be disgusting to everyone. Ooh, buddy, it's interesting. And it is reflective of Yuichi Onodera, because that's where he has been existing for years, right? Lovely. Okay, give me a second. I just want to make sure I've got enough disk space. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay for now. Cool. It doesn't bother me at all. So, let's go now to Kagoshima. She's just on it. I want to go now. Let's go. And he can't do it. How could he explain it? If he took even one step toward Aiko, he would plummet into an abysmal darkness and never stop falling. Why? Is he just afraid? So Punpun strained to say, go see Yaguchi. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand. Man. I'm not crying. Yeah, right. Goodbye, Aiko. Doubt it. I'd like to introduce you to, well, lots happened and she's my girlfriend now. My name is Midori Okuma. Let's fucking go! Yeah! Nice to meet you. Well, it's really not the first time. Do you remember me? I used to be a nurse. Oh, no way. Awesome. There's no way I'd forget you. She's such a nice girl. Yeah, ha, ha, ha. If I were a man, I'd bend her over and slip it to her good. Whoa. Whoa. Mom. Sister. Whoa. I'm sorry about my sister. She's full of life. Genki. Yuichi, you did well for a baldy. Well, how about it? Want the house to yourselves tonight? Shut up. You're so tacky. Yeah, ha ha ha. I'm feeling really good today. Wait, is this Punpun? Pew! Midori, you live with your folks, right? Why don't you just move in here? Whoa. Then when I'm a senile old lady, you can wipe my ass for me. Ha ha. What are you talking about? You're still in your 30s. Ah, I'm feeling super wonderful. I'm Midori Okuma. Nice to meet you. Uh-huh. Pew, 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 pew. Wow, I know he's only your nephew, but if you look closely, he looks a lot like you, Yuichi. Pew, pew. Yeah, even down to being a little shy. Don't you mean depressed? Ha ha! Hey, got him! Punpun had been feeling odd the last few days. Midori, at least stay the night, or I'll feel so lonely I might cry. What? Well, if you put it that way, I guess I will. Oh. Ever since the tournament, every night he'd had the same dream. Yo, chicken! What? You feel like you're tumbling into a dark abyss? Ha ha, just fall already. Is your family so wonderful that you'll regret abandoning them? When I turn 40, I'm going to get my whole body tucked. Are your dreams so worthy that you can't walk away from them? People die no matter what kind of life they live. The bit at the end is the same for everyone. So you only really have two choices. Will you or won't you? That's it. Powerful stuff. Punpun just wanted to sleep without thinking about anything. He didn't want to hurt anyone. He didn't want to talk to anyone. He suspected it would be better if everyone in the world just forgot about him. So, we talked about it before, like just a second ago, right? You're a hedgehog. You don't want to hurt people. You don't want to talk to people. So, you won't. But if you won't, then you won't be anything. So you will. Oh. So will you or won't you? Or, there is an option. Will you do one of the two in a more complicated way? Will you do the thing, whatever the thing is, in a conscious way that avoids causing harm as much as possible, but is willing to, consciously, knowingly, when necessary? Because I think that's the way forward. Anyway, I love this. Will you or won't you? Ah. Yank. Faker. Grrr. Thud, 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 thud. In the telescope. Punpun remembered something a girl named Aiko Tanaka had said in elementary school. We'll run out of oil, the environment will be destroyed, and Earth will be uninhabitable. It'll be over for humanity. Punpun had at one time thought about becoming an expert on outer space and finding a way for people to migrate off the planet. Now Punpun thought, I was such a child back then. When Punpun was little, it seemed like he'd be able to touch the stars if he just reached out his hand. But now they were terribly distant and wouldn't even look at him. Wait, Yuichi, that's not why I came over. It doesn't matter, I'm a man at my sexual peak. But they'll hear us, the sliding door is really flimsy. Don't worry, they're both asleep. Oh, yes. Humanity might be done for. But maybe not. The only thing clear to Punpun was the fact that his life would probably drag on for a little while longer. Yeah. Punpun! Remember we were talking about going away over spring break? We decided on Shibuya like the girl suggested. You're coming, right, Punpun? Oh, we're going on another trip. Is Aiko coming? Huh? Hey, Punpun. He's asleep. I guess it doesn't really matter. Punpun isn't really hanging out with us these days anyway. Even if he came with us, he wouldn't be any fun. Maybe you're right. But if he's trying to ghost us, he's an asshole. Ha ha. Hey, Seki. It's only the third term of your first year. No need to be in such a hurry. And I keep telling you, I have absolutely no interest in going to high school. That's just the wrong kind of environment for someone like me, don't you think? Never mind. Do what you want. It's this teacher again. He's got an eye patch on. What's up with that? Sorry I kept you waiting, Shimizu. It took a little longer. Oh, yeah. Seki and Shimi are like homies. Serious homies. It took a little longer than I thought. Shimizu, what about you? Have you decided about high school? You're the one who told me to study hard and get into the best school I could. Oh, yeah. That's right. Normal's best for you. Yo, Punpun. It's been ages. Do you have your meeting today, too? It's been so long, I don't know what to say. How are you? Wow, your voice has gotten deeper. Are you getting pubes? Haha. Later. Like a jungle. Okay. Onodera. Class participation is average, grades are middle of the road, nothing to write home about one way or the other. I have nothing particular to say to you. But how about you? Do you have any goals or dreams you want to discuss? What a face. I think I've seen that as an emoji. Punpun thought super hard, but nothing came to mind, so he said, I want to save the world by becoming an expert on outer space. Wow. A little snort. A little smirk. Hee. Well, okay. You're going to have to study ridiculously hard from now on. And I see you're quitting badminton. Have you decided on a new activity? Go is really popular right now in other countries, but not so much here in Japan. We currently have 2 members and we're barely doing anything. But you seem very serious and not like you're just kidding around. I think you may have some experience. How about it? Would you like to play me? The towering vault of the February sky was a little too cold for Punpun. For now, all he could do was wish for this winter to be over. Thwack! Good one. Ah, a Ferris wheel. It's so peaceful here. Yes, it is. The weather at the amusement park his uncle and Midori had brought him to was very nice, the complete opposite of how Punpun was feeling. But you know, being so excessively happy makes you insecure, makes you wonder how long the good days will last. Hey, Midori, was my pessimism contagious? True happiness is a fleeting thing, so maybe we're meant to go all out and enjoy it while we can. I love how everyone is still having the same philosophical discussions that are like ruling this chapter or this section of the manga. It's great. Yeah, you're right. Wow, you didn't take much convincing. Actually, I have something important to talk to you about. Oh, the owner of the cafe, his mom's not doing so well, so he decided to move home to take care of her. Oh, yeah. Okay, so he couldn't decide whether to sell the cafe or rent it, so I just blurted out, would you rent it to me? I still need things like a food handling certification and startup money, so I'm nowhere near ready. She wanted to own her own cafe, right? So this is amazing. But if you'll rent it to me as is, I can save money on decor. I know you weren't sure if you wanted to go back to the pottery school anyway, but what if you teach and make your own pieces too, and then I can use them in my cafe? I thought that would be nice. It's been a fantasy of mine. And the owner says he's okay with the idea, and he'll cut me a deal on the rent, too. Midori, you're so powerful. That's a fucking good compliment. Hey, good shit. I mean, look at you, making your dreams come true. No way. I couldn't have done this by myself. To be honest, Yuichi, you're not very reliable, but just having you around made me hang in there. Midori! I'm sure I've been living just for this moment. The people so far below the Ferris wheel were like little ants. When he thought about how each little dot was a life, Punpun was overwhelmed. Yep, yeah. It's just like the Haruhi Suzumiya moment where we talk about the stadium full of people, and then there are just some number of thousand people there, and then we extrapolate that out to the size of like the prefecture, the city, Japan, and then out into the world, and it's like it's actually an unfathomable number of people. It's overwhelming. Let's make a promise. When things are going well for both of us, let's get married. Ooh. Oh, hey, isn't that what you said to your ex-girlfriend? It's real this time. And to those looking up at him, Punpun was just a piece of lint or something else too insignificant to notice. Hey, don't use lines that you used on your ex-girlfriend, bro. Hey, when things are good, let's get married. Don't even put that shit on the table. What are you doing? What are you doing? What if things don't go well? Then it's gonna be a point of come on, don't put that shit on the table. In fact, you should explicitly talk about it not being on the table. God. Punpun was brave, so that was okay with him. But then why did the tears keep coming? He thought and he thought, but the only thing that happened was the end of the ride got closer. Just like life, right? I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. We're the ones who suggested splitting up, and then we were late meeting you. He drank too much and got sick. Whoa, dude. 3 squid on a stick just for you? You're wild, man. Okay, so Yuichi is the one who's gotten sick, and he's got the squid on the stick. Okay, I was just confused about the nature of things. Whew, the super whirler. Ah, amusement park? You should have asked me. I would have totally ditched work. But it was full of couples. Die. I thought so. Oh, Yuichi fell asleep. So, Midori, how about tonight? Want to drink the night away and girl talk? I don't know. I already spent so much time here. So what? I told you I don't mind. You're a great cook, so just move in, why don't you? Well then, what would you like for dinner tomorrow? I'll make whatever you want. Oh, in that case, maybe I'll leave work a little early and pick up some groceries on the way home. She's really into leaving work early or whenever possible. Oh? What's this? What's this like? It's like a family! Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! This is so much fun. You say that a lot these days. Yeah, what are you... What, are you... I know you drink a lot, but are you taking some happy pills too? Like, this is like a lot. Punpun thought playing family was stupid, and he wasn't interested in it at all. Yep, he's becoming a teenager. Punpun, I had fun today. Your mom wanted me to give you this letter. I'm leaving it by the door. Oh, it's from Papa. The idea of his dad just happily writing about outer space and the Yomiuri giants without giving Punpun what Punpun was going through a second thought made Punpun so angry he didn't even want to open the envelope. So, our next letter is from Snake Man. I'm in my second year of middle school and I finally have a girlfriend. I succeeded in holding her hand on our last date. But holding hands made Mini-Me so hard, I couldn't walk straight. What should I do? Tell me, Takumi. I know just what you're going through. When I was in middle school, Punpun was studying hard these days. No particular reason. It was calming. I'm a struggling student from Osaka who just found out I didn't get into university. My parents keep hounding me to go to a good school. I just have one life. How important is studying? Tell me, Takumi. Punpun was going to study hard and get into the Tokyo University Science Department, and then he'd join an underground organization devoted to studying nuclear power. Then he'd destroy the world. Bwahaha. As if. That's a big lie. Whee, boom. Hello, I'm a boy in the first year of middle school. My parents are divorced because my dad was abusive and my mom is an alcoholic. In the dead of night, I can hear my uncle and his girlfriend doing it. I have no dreams. I have no girlfriend. What's the best way for me to go on? Distressed Angel Pie. Who cares? Punpun was truly saddened that God couldn't come up with something sensitive to say. Hey, what are you implying? You're the one who calls me God. Then, who are you? Hee hee hee. Just poof. So, on to the next letter. This one is from Tomato Princess of Hokuriki. I heard boys jerk off thinking about the girls they like. I can't stand the thought of someone doing that to me. It's so disgusting. Why do boys do things like that? Tell me, Takumi. I'm not going to answer that. Oh, is he? Yeah, probably. Even though it was almost spring. Wait. That eye, though. What is that? It's like half Punpun, half... Oh, it's one of the pillows. It creates like yin-yang feeling to me. Darkness and light. Even though it was almost spring, a bitter wind was blowing through the night-drenched neighborhood. Spring would definitely arrive soon. There was no such thing as endless winter. Punpun, and that's metaphorical too, right? Punpun was sure that because today had been so terrible, something unbelievably wonderful must be about to happen tomorrow. That's not how it works. And if not tomorrow, then the next day, or the next month, or in a few years, there would be an unbelievably wonderful day. That's what he wanted to believe. Hey, this is not true. This is a cognitive bias that humans have. You can experience it when you're rolling dice. If you roll a die and you roll a natural 1 on a d20, a 20-sided die, if you roll a 1, you're going to be like, oh, it'll be less likely for me to roll a 1 again. No, the likelihood of you rolling another natural 1, now the likelihood of rolling 2 in a row is very, very, very low. The likelihood of rolling another natural 1 afterward is independent from the first one, so it's just 1 in 20. It's just 5%, right? It's 5% the first time, it's 5% the next time. So hoping that something magical and unbelievably wonderful might happen tomorrow, just because today sucked? Nah, fam, not how it works. That's what he wanted to believe. It was like a prayer. But to whom? For now, just go to sleep. Good night, Punpun. And there's another chapter, I think. Okay. Whoa, wowee, you got me, ma'am. If I give you any more of a discount, my manager will kill me. He makes us stuff mailboxes on our days off, you know. You should do it for a beauty like me. Oh, you should do it for a beauty like me. Wait, is that Punpun Mama? I don't think so. Where are we? Oh, hello, sir. This is Kume. It's a detached 3-bedroom plus packing. Yes, how far can we come down? 2 years. 2 years later. Ma'am, I did it. How about 1,300, furniture pads included? Keep going like that until you get down to 1,000. What? Whoa. Mama Onodera, Punpun, Yuichi, Midori Okuma. Oh, she's on the mailbox now. And Mom has changed her hairstyle, which is why I didn't recognize her. And you're sure it's okay? I don't mind at all. I'm getting bored here and there's no reason to stay in this house. I'll still have a tidy sum left over from the sale even after I pay out the mortgage. Covering Yuichi's little problem will be a breeze. Yuichi is so stubborn. I don't think he was very happy about it. Yuichi's little problem? Idiot. He paid rent for the whole 5 years he lived here. So if you add that up, we're even. He's so hard-headed. Well, once you get going, you don't back down either. Like I said, I've already decided to sell the house. Oh, I wonder how Punpun's high school entrance exam went. Was that today? Well, he's already gotten into his safety school, so I'm sure it's fine. He worked so hard. All he did was study these past 2 years, so maybe my education policy wasn't totally wrong. Ah ha ha ha. Hey, Midori, it's only been a week since Yuichi stopped coming home. I know there's a fine line between Yuichi and a piece of shit, but... What? You worry too much. He's a grown man. I'm sure he's just staying with friends. I don't think he has any friends left. You have a point. I don't think Yuichi has anywhere else to go. Is he gambling? Well, my guess is... hell. Bong, bong, and he's back to the train station, to the train tracks. What the fuck? And he's all bearded and tearing up. What happened in these years? What the fuck happened? There's a fine line between Yuichi and a piece of shit? What happened? Yuichi isn't coming home? We have a money problem? We're buying a new apartment? What the fuck? Achoo! Achoo! Aha! Achoo! Okay, okay. This is all just a choose. Achoo, 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 achoo. Creek. Whoosh. What? Oh, that's the kiln. Oh, this is the translator being funny, probably. Wait, no, this is the official translation. Yeah, what? This is the scene where he just bashes a head in and then he's going to go open the kiln. So this is the translator just being funny. Or I guess maybe it's Inyo Asano being a goof. Okay. And that's the end of the volume, everyone. That'll be a wrap for us. This was a great volume. There are some powerful moments here. Punpun squeezing the hand. Woof. Punpun running away when she asks him to go now. She's still been waiting, and then he can't do it. My guy, please stop it. I wonder if Punpun is going to be different character design. We're already sometimes doing like dark Punpun now, which is kind of cool. But I wonder if his design is going to develop as he becomes a high schooler. I kind of hope so. What happened to Yuichi? How did this relationship go from honeymoon phase to this that fast? 2 years? I mean, it's not that fast, but how? What the fuck? Awful. Okay, I'm going to wrap there, everyone. Thank you so much for reading along and watching with me. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Oyasumi Punpun, the end of Omnibus 2. And we will move into Volume Omnibus 3 starting next week. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time for the next one. If you'd like the next reaction or reading, it will be up on the channel early, or it'll be up on the... When this one goes live on YouTube, that one will be up on Patreon. Cool? Cool. If you want that, check it out. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Love y'all. Stay safe. Stay sane. Eat. Sleep. Get some sunlight. I'll see you next time. Peace.